Hi, I'm Holly. Today is Wednesday, day 3 of our fundraiser for Rita Stolt. Today, we're going to be talking about Rita's ministry at St. Paul's Lutheran in Bloomer, Wisconsin. First, we asked our principal, Mr. Marone, what some words he'd use to describe Mrs. Stolt would be.
For sure, positivity would be one, and then probably servant-heartedness. Mrs. Stolt always seemed to be smiling, always seemed to be happy. I can just imagine what a blessing she was to have in a classroom with the joy that she had when she was around other people, and as a faculty member as well. Just imagine her as being so encouraging, lifting other people up. And then servant-heartedness. It seemed like no matter what St. Paul was doing, Mrs. Stolt seemed to be in charge of it, and she was really the backbone of that school, offered so much stability. In fact, I would say in my mind, whenever I hear St. Paul Bloomer, I actually think Mrs. Rita Stolt.
Tim Knipke, a former student of Mrs. Stolt, considers her to always have been a steady source of godliness and warmth in the lives of all of her students. To Mrs. Stolt, he says,
"You were really just such a constant in my life growing up since I was so little. Being, such close friends with my mom, my teacher in 4th grade, and throughout school at church. But you always were there to make us feel so loved and cared for. You had such a gentle kindness is one of the best ways I can put it. You always treated us like God's little children and just enveloped us with your love and care."
Tim went on to say that Mrs. Stolt was always committed to what Jesus said in Matthew 25, verse 40. "Just as you did it for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did it for me." Tim's brother, Josh Knipke, had quite a bit to say about Mrs. Stolt. Here's some of what Josh said.
Well, as you already know, Mrs. Stolt is one of the most caring, considerate, hardworking people you've probably ever met. But she is also a firecracker when she needs to be, and she keeps us kids in line. One of my favorite memories when I was younger was me and Tim had placed pull-apart firecrackers all over our 2-schoolroom school. And they were on everything, right? They were on desks. When you lifted them up, pop. When you opened a window, pop. When you pulled out a drawer, pop. You get the idea. And we did not catch much heat from even our principal, Jeffrey Falk, who thought it was pretty funny. But Mrs. Stolt, she kept us in line. That was probably one of the few times in my life that I have ever seen Mrs. Stolt get angry with me. And justly so, because we were definitely disrupting the school day, because you'd get the random pop throughout the day on something that they didn't catch, like a book or something on the shelf that we had randomly taped a firecracker to the back of, so when they pulled it out, it went off. But she kept us in line. I probably would have been a rascallion if I hadn't had a teacher like her, and I appreciate that about her. She kept me on the straight and narrow and gave me some moral guidelines. So I love you, Mrs. Stolt, and yeah, that's right there is my memory.
Rita Stolt has been working for the good of God's family and for the good of the children that he has entrusted to her. She has taught every grade from pre-K to 8th at St. Paul's in Bloomer over her years. Her friends and family continue to bring up anecdotes about how she is always in God's Word and that she is very active in her faith life. But more on that in another day. As for now, have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.